So let's focus today on the M26 Super Pershing T26 E4 variant. It's not graphically correct, the wings were never really on it, on the turret, but it was introduced because it was the first American tank capable of taking on the German Army's Tiger I and Panther tanks, and was introduced during the final stages of World War II. The T26 E4 was a development of the M26 and was armed with an even more powerful long-barreled 90mm cannon. This gun was superior to the one found on the King Tiger heavy tank and could penetrate a Panther's frontal armour from long distances. The first 26 E4 was sent to the European front in 1945, with subsequent examples featuring various improvements such as a modified gun mount, which is this one. But it's not graphically correct to the Super Pershing that was sent in 1945. So there's the wings, the tracks, the turret, which is a regular Pershing turret. The radio's in the back, you'll never lose the radio, man. The ammunition stowage is pretty safe on this tank as well. So you very rarely get ammo racked. Bigger problems for this tank are the side armour and explosive rounds. As you'll see, trash side armour, nothing behind the tracks. Get hit in the side by anything with high explosives, you're getting full penetration. And then we start getting into this part. Now at the rear, that armour doesn't mean a thing, but at the front with those slopes, it's fantastic. You don't need to hull it down because then the plate becomes flatter, but you just angle towards the enemy really well. As is seen in the gameplay, you are pretty much a god, impenetrable. The way to penetrate this tank is where I'm showing you now, is on the top of the turret, and it's the two tubes that stick out the top. They are exceptionally weak, easily penned, and they are the weak spot. But at range, they're quite small, and at range, you're still quite accurate. So yeah. So we'll just go through the gun, the 90mm. Now you'll see that the standard pen at 170 is pretty trash. It's supposed to be getting an update pretty soon. The 258 of APCR pen is ridiculously good, but them shells are expensive. So if you want looking to make money in this tank, you want to get on the sides of vehicles, and so that's pretty much it with that. So with the gameplay we're going to go to is at Arctic region, and we come across a very campy team. So that in a nutshell is the Super Pershing, and then we'll go to the game. So as I explained before, we are at Arctic region, North Spawn. I'm telling Hand of God where we're going. Well, not where we're going, where I'm going. He can make his choice. I think as we're a platoon, we run together. So we get good matchmaking, we get all tier 8s, some 7s, so no, we don't have to fight anything up, we don't have to really fire APCR if we don't need to. And as you see, the new model graphics, you can now traverse that concrete lump, which is great. So we get found by the ELC AMXs, we bounce one shell. We bounced 2 shells off the turret.
Target locked. Enemy's got us in their sights. Off the target.
Now I hasten to add, look how much red is there.
Releasing target. We hit them hard.
So we get a tracking damage shot. It's not so bad. Now here's another explanation on the graphics.
Ready to fire on target.
You can now drive up this mountain much higher than you used to be able to. And we want to keep him tracked at that angle so that our tanks that are over to our left can pen him through his sides. And Hand of God helpfully sets him on fire.
Ready to fire on target. Enemy
We get such a bad accuracy. RNGs has said instead of tracking him, I would kill him.
locked on.
So there's his platoon mate. Another super mutant playing just like a heavy tank should, sitting in the back, sniping. I should have recorded the clip that comes after this one, the game that came after this one, because I did more damage. I did 3,200 in the town at Highway, but the game was really long, so it wouldn't have shown the entire game. So now, standard rounds. Go through the turret of a Centennial. As long as you hit them on the button. You get nice side shots into the motherland. Well angled there, sir. And we find yet another camper. So that is a heavy that camped, a motherland that camped, a Centennial that camped, 3 light tanks that camped. It was almost like it was a shooting gallery. We go for the cupola shot, but being at that range, that target I took on that tank is quite small. So those tanks over there are no longer interested in us. They've got bigger problems in the valley area. Thanks very much for the free damage there, Mr. Rare Tank. And thanks very much for moving over there so we can shoot you in the side, Mr. Motherland. Honestly, I do believe we were playing against Brazilians because. Not to be I'm not racist or anything like that, but I find that Brazilian players in this game are utterly trash. And they can't communicate on the East server either. So we progress. So yeah, out of everything, he chose me to shoot at. Thanks very much. And he's the last remaining light tank, who's about, I don't know, 10 seconds from getting obliterated. I believe he was trying to go and drown himself. Oh no, that's his game. Simple. Nice 124,000 silver, no repairs. Easy bang. Not great damage, only a mastery 3, but there you are. Just shows you the Super Pershing.